Friends of Pacific Spirit Park was initially a very small group, 3 women, formed several weeks ago in response to information that Save the Course group were lobbying the provincial government. The provincial government have been in negotiations with the Musqueam about the ownership of the golf course. Save the Course group, fearing that the golf course would eventually be redeveloped into housing, suggested to both the provincial government and the Musqueam that the university golf course be kept and the ownership of 120 acres of forested Pacific Spirit Park be instead transferred to the Musqueam. The political connections and money behind the Save the Course group were concerning. The Save the Course group were defending their interests, the Musqueam theirs, and the provincial government were certainly defending their interests. Who was going to defend Pacific Spirit Park? We felt we had to speak up and defend the park and to encourage other residents to do the same. We have been in regular communication with Pacific Spirit Park Society, and we had originally discussed working through the society. However, we were encouraged by the society to continue with our own efforts. The volunteers of Pacific Spirit Park Society have a myriad of other park issues that also demand their time and attention, whereas the focus of Friends of Pacific Spirit Park is solely protect the park. We made up a flyer with some information about the issue, and we provided the contact information of the Premier and other politicians. Initially, there were only 2 of us distributing the flyers, pardon me, as we walked the trails of the park. We began also collecting email addresses from folks who wanted to receive more information from our group. During the last few weeks, we have had a number of other people who have dedicated themselves to this cause by passing along information through emails and by distributing the Friends flyer in the park and door to door to increase the number of people who are also defending the park. We even had one generous soul offer to learn how to create and then design a website for us. And as of yesterday, it was up and running. Many thanks, Teresa. Although we have struggled with how to distribute the information and engage more people in the fight to preserve the park, the message of Friends of Pacific Spirit Park has always been simple and clear. The park must be preserved in its entirety. To remove any part of the park, 120 acres or 35 acres, it sets a dangerous precedent for future land transfers in this and other parks throughout the province. Our effort has consumed so much of our time, but we have been enriched by our efforts and affected by our discussions with others. We have learned that people have a profound passion for the park. This special place offers so much to so many. A cooling effect in the summer, some shelter during winter's rains, fresh, clean air throughout the year, a place to escape the noise and the hubbub of the city, a place to exercise, a natural environment to walk our dogs, a place to be alone with our thoughts, a place to share exchanges with and be touched by strangers, and a place to explore and learn more about the wonders of nature. It doesn't matter what draws us to the park in the first place, but we always leave the park feeling better for having been there. Whether we visit the park daily, occasionally, or even if we never visit the park at all, the Pacific Spirit Park and all other natural environments like our park contribute so much to the welfare of the residents of the Lower Mainland. Globally, we are learning the hard way the high cost we pay for the neglect and destruction of natural environments. We may not have much control over what happens in other parts of the world, but we can speak up to determine the fates of the natural environments in the Lower Mainland and other parts of BC and Canada. We must fight to preserve our cherished park in its entirety, in perpetuity, and for the benefit of all British Columbians. We have copies of our flyers, and although it's great news to hear that we're no longer having to consider fighting Marty Zlotnick's proposal, I would still really encourage you to take the flyer and continue your efforts to contact the Premier and other politicians. Encourage your friends to do the same. Our collective voices can make the difference. Thank you so much.